Hey, welcome to the podcast, the Business Beauty Network podcast. It's your host, Brandy Taylor. We have an awesome guest today, Atarah Styles. Welcome, Atarah. How are you?
Thank you, Brandy, for having me. I'm wonderful. How about you, girl?
Pretty good, can't complain. Now, you're no stranger to the podcast. You've been on before, but, you've made some shifts. So just kind of refresh our memories for people who may have not heard the previous episode. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay, well, hey, y'all. Hey, I'm Atarah Styles. I am a plus-size wardrobe stylist, style direction coach, and I am a retiring makeup artist of 13 years. When Brandy previously had me on the pod, I came on in the space of being a makeup artist and beauty educator, but almost a year and a half ago now, I switched over and now I'm exclusively serving plus size leading women of color as a wardrobe stylist. I also do personal styling and I have an agency, the Atarah Styles Agency, and we are all about the elevation of plus people of color, period. Any way we can serve you in the form of image-based services, photography, styling, hair, makeup, etiquette, all of that, your presence, image consulting, we do it all.
Awesome. So how did you make that shift, like from makeup artistry to now, being an advocate for plus size fashion?
Well, you know what? When I think about it, like I'm a lifetime plus size woman. Like it wasn't like for me, I grew up small and then transitioned over. Like for me, this has been my life. So I feel like it was such an easy transition because it was real for me. Like I'm not relatable plus size stylist. I think it's a different feeling when you have somebody who's not plus size who may be styling you than somebody who knows what it's like to be in that type of body, who knows what it's like, the struggles, the pain points that you have when it comes to just getting up and getting dressed every day. So using my life experience of being a plus size woman, it's always kind of been there, even in my messaging when I was focusing on being a makeup artist and educator. I always focused on somewhat showing up confidently, dressing well. But when it really hit for me and it was time to hit that pivot button was 2020, for all of us, it shook everybody's table. But for me personally, it hit home hardest because I lost my mother during that period and everybody was home. We were loungewear chic, but I found that when I got up, got dressed, put my makeup on, recorded videos with my friends and just different things like that, I felt good. And when my friends Caroline and Carmen came to me and said, we want you to style us for this content campaign we're doing with a well-known plus size brand, I was like, me? So they asked me to do the styling for the videos and they asked me to be a part of it. And I was like, this feels different. And that's when I was like, I think I can do this. And that's kind of where it went from there. So even though it took a painful, traumatic, place and time for me to get to that point, it's almost like had that not happened, I wouldn't be in my calling right now. So
Yeah, it's like that sometimes, the things that we experience in life sometimes helps us to shift and you just never know like where life will take you. So I think that's awesome. I love your approach because you have this like, look, embrace it and, show it off. Don't be ashamed. Don't hide it. And I love that because honestly, sometimes you scare me. So,
but please elaborate.
Where's this confidence come from? What I mean by that, when I say sometimes you scare me, sometimes you do things that I am afraid to do. You know what I mean? Like, so like fashion wise, like how you put yourself out there. I'm like, wow, like, I've never thought to do that. I don't think I could. I've always been afraid to step out in that way with my fashion and style. But I love seeing you do that because it gives other people the freedom to do that. And I know there's other people who have seen it and said the same thing. Like, wow, I didn't think I could do that. I didn't think I could wear that.
I think that, it's an honor to hear that feedback from you and know that I'm showing up for you in that way with my content and different things that you may see. But honestly, it's just, I don't know, I just feel like I can't explain it in any other way. I just know that I'm home. Like I feel at home. I'm not saying that you know, the beauty part of me and the makeup and all that stuff, that was a part of me. And that was a very long part, almost 13 years, but that was a thing. But this is my thing. Like when you're in your purpose, it's just easy. Like it's like you're a magnet for whatever you need to be to other people. And I just feel I really can't explain. It's just a natural thing. And I feel like that's what I've been put here for, to be able to help plus women, plus people of color be able to show up and show out. Because we've been shown so many messages that tell us to hide, to cover ourselves, that we don't matter. I mean, just even Black women in general, that, you know, we need to always be strong. We always need to be working hard, putting others before ourselves. And here I come telling you that, no, take the extra time to get yourself ready during the day. You deserve that, to care for the details, not just throwing on something and just going out the house. But when you take the time to invest in how you feel every day, how you look every day, it sets the whole tone for your day. Yeah,
it really does. I absolutely agree with that. Now, you know, I'm your sister with that. Like, not stepping nowhere, half stepping. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
But I agree. And I don't understand when people don't, because it makes me feel so good. Like, I know the both sides. I've done both sides, and I prefer, you know, looking my best when I step out, feeling confident, because it just makes me feel better when I present myself to the world. So, but how would you describe your personal style?
I would say I don't have any rules. It's really hard. My style is always evolving. Like if I even look back at how I dressed in 2020, 2019, I wouldn't wear some of that stuff anymore. I wouldn't wear it that way anymore. I feel like it's constantly evolving. Of course, I love all things color. Like right now, I have my favorite color on in the world, neon green. I'm all about, and that's probably one of my like major core values in my styling agency, is putting plus women of color in color, living in color, because Black is what's driven home so much. Wear Black, it makes you look slimmer, but really what's happening is when you wear Black, it shrinks you, because it's causing you to minimize, hide, conceal, and shield all the things that are meant to be seen. So I'm all about color. I like walking in a room and making a statement. So I know if I'm going to an event, one of the best ways to start a conversation or make a connection is have a bomb outfit. People are going to want to compliment you. They're going to want to come up to you and talk to you. And it just opens the door. Like if you know you're the type that's nervous when you walk into a room, come in there looking good. I guarantee you, our eyes will be on you. So that's always how I think when I get dressed. I'm like, what statement do I want to make today? Do I want to stand out? Do I just want to be casual and chill? But I don't really have a word or a descriptor I can put on my style. It's just full of color and life. I like to play with different patterns, textures. I'm not your conventional catalog dresser. Like I don't dress for what I see in the advertisement. I'm always trying to put my own spin on it. Yeah.
What trends are you seeing in the plus size industry right now that you're loving?
You know, it's funny that you bring that up, because right now, not even just in the plus size industry, but in fashion in general, everything is all about oversized, which is like killing me. Like, because there are plus size brands that will say, not plus size brands, regular brands who don't carry plus sizes, who will say, well, we can't do a plus size line because we don't have the budget, or we don't have the means, or we're just not interested in doing that. But yet you're promoting oversized clothing on a small size girl that if a plus size woman wore that same oversized clothing would fit her perfectly. So what's the difference? There's a lot of, you know, push for everything to be big and dramatic right now, but yet on our side of the fashion industry, we continue to be ignored, you know? So I think one of the biggest trends right now is that oversized puffy jacket, super puffy sleeves. They even have quilted bags now. Like Telfar has these puffy quilted bags, and everybody's just kind of following suit now. I remember back in the day when you wore those kind of coats, it was when it was really cold. But now this is a trend. Like I can remember when Rihanna was on at the Met Gala, how she had that oversized. Like that's the trend right now. That's one trend. Vests are coming back. The menswear approach to women's plus size fashion. Like this is a vest from Eloquii. I don't know if you can see, but it's a vest from Eloquii.
That's
and
cute.
Yeah, and you can use this as a layering piece. You can use this as under a jacket, but vests are coming back. What else is coming back? Platforms. Like Platform shoes are making a big comeback, which I love because when a shoe has a platform, you can walk in it a lot longer. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Now the oversized thing, I've seen that. That's not a trend that I'm gonna follow because it's not really like I've seen a lot of boutiques carry like those shirts that says, oversized shirt and some sneakers or something like that. And I've been seeing that a lot. With boutiques and different things. It's not necessarily my thing, but I feel what you mean because now it's a trend. You make it for everybody, but you don't cater to the plus size community. Like I absolutely feel you there. So what are some of your favorite places to shop? Because I know a lot of women who are plus size, find it hard to find places where we can shop and find stuff for us.
I say my go-to, like when I know I have something coming, I absolutely like my first stop is always going to be Eloquii or Ashley Stewart because they have a fashionable approach to plus size style. Now, back in the day, for me, it used to be like your Lane Bryant and Avenue and that, but they're just not speaking to my demographic anymore. I think they're speaking more to like the 45 plus community now. So I really don't shop there, but yeah, my go-to is Eloquii, Ashley Stewart, Boohoo, Pretty Little Thing, ASOS. And sometimes I may even look at Shein too. Definitely Shein. I love Shein. Those are like my tops. Those are my tops.
Awesome.
Oh, Fashion and Figure. How could I forget Fashion and Figure, honey? Okay. Right now I have the Ashley Stewart dress on. Like, so yeah, definitely. Shout out to Ashley Stewart.
Yes, I love Ashley Stewart too. Like they are the place. Like if you're going out and you need something, you could go there. I can usually find something at Ashley Stewart. So that is one I love.
They are the last of the Mohegans when it comes to brick and mortar fashion right now. Like Avenue, I think pretty much has phased out all their brick and mortar stores. Fashion and Figure started closing down most of their stores. Like Ashley Stewart, Lane Bryant, Torrid, they're like the only ones that still have somewhere you can walk into. It's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because people hate online shopping. Like nobody wants to go through, oh, it doesn't fit, send in the back. Some people hate returns, well, this thing I'm an 18 and this thing I'm a 22. Like it's frustrating for a lot of people. And I think that's why so many people shy away from online shopping.
Yeah, it can be frustrating. Sometimes I find if you find like I used to shop for certain things at Avenue. Like I like their boots. I would get the tall boots. They would have them on sale for $20 after the holiday. Like $25 for size boots. So I always get their boots. So like certain things there I know, like I know what I wear in their boots. I know what I wear in certain shirts that usually there. So sometimes I could get away with ordering online because I've shopped at this retailer before and their sizes are pretty much the same across the board. It's not always like that, but sometimes you can, but it can be difficult to shop. But nowadays it's really hard to find plus size fashion, in other stores. They might have a small section. It's not trendy. It may just be basic and things of that nature. So yeah,
yes. Can we talk about how you got to hike 5 million miles to get to the plus size section of the department store? Can we talk about that? Or how it's next to the maternity section and things get mixed in. You think you got something cute and it's a maternity outfit. Like
yes, that happened at Target. Oh my gosh, that happened at Target.
Looking at you, Target, right? Definitely with that, but you're absolutely right. Like it's very, very frustrating, and not even just plus size fashion, inclusive plus size fashion. We have to go beyond the scope of, well, we carry plus sizes, but it's only to an 18-20. There's so many women who want to be able to support these brands who are beyond, like in a size 22, our extended sizes, 4X, 5X, who don't have those options. And that's one of the other things that I want to also advocate for, is being more size inclusive with some of these brands, being able to, like, listen, there's a huge market here. Like plus size women, we spend so many dollars in the fashion industry, but we're still not being heard. Like you want our money, but you always subtract us out of the equation. Like there's plenty of like social media debates, all types of things that are out there to show that there's a need and a desire for more stylish, size inclusive fashion, but it's like nobody's picking up the buck. There's a few brands out there that are very size inclusive, but they're few and far between.
Now, what do you think needs to happen in order for a change to take place in the industry? Because this has been this way like my whole life. I've never known it to be any different. I think it's gotten a little better. I can't say, it's gotten a little better, but
Oh
we
yeah,
still
we've
have
come
a
a long
long way to go, right? We still have a long way to go.
Yeah, we've definitely come a long way, but there's a lot of work to be done because even some of the inequalities versus straight size versus plus size, like for instance, they'll give you the same pattern, but when they give it to you in a plus size design, they're adding more cover up fabric. No, we want to be sexy too. Like we want the same exact design you put on number size 2 on a size 22 and a size 32. We want the same exact design. I don't know where the disconnect is, but somehow they think that we need more coverage in the chest area, or they just make it look matronly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, I didn't really care for Lane Bryant. It got better with time, but when I was younger, I didn't really care for Lane Bryant because all the shirts would have extra boobage on the sides for me.
Really?
Do you remember that? It was just like certain shirts. It's like, what is going on up under my arm? This is like extra. But I think
you know what, for me though, Lane Bryant was the place to be for me in high school. Like I shopped there a lot. Who else? Ashley Stewart. But yeah, Lane Bryant was like my go-to back in the day. Like Eloquy wasn't, I don't know if Eloquy was even around when I was in high school. If it was, I didn't know about it.
I love their bras still. Like they still have good bras, and when they have a good sale.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Undies bomb. Just like Avenue. Avenue has great hosiery. Like whenever I want to get stockings, I go to Avenue. Their undies, Avenue. And of course the shoes. They've always had comfortable, wide width, inclusive shoes. Yeah.
Yes. They were the one. My feet are so wide. Really? I usually go. Yeah, they were the ones I was able to finally. I wanted a booty with the toes peeking out. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know.
Yeah. And I could not get one, but I finally was able to get one with Avenue. So they are one of my go-to for like you said, hosiery and shoes for sure. For sure.
Yes, and that's another thing too. A lot of brands, plus size brands, they'll do shoes and then they disappear. Like for instance, Ashley Stewart used to have shoes and they stopped doing it. Now they may have a few sandals during the summer. Who else? Tor still has shoes, thank goodness. Who else? Eloquy used to have shoes year round. They've gotten rid of theirs and they kind of only do like the seasonal boots. So it's like it's also hard to find shoes for a lot of women, especially women who have a shoe size over a size 10. Like if a place does have shoes, normally it stops at a 10. So that's also a difficulty. And it's narrow and it's no wide width available. Not being able to have boots that are extended calf. But I was thankful to find that Fashion to Figure.
Oh, look at
recently extended. Yes, ma'am. See, these could go with this outfit. See, because these glasses. See, you know what?
Yes.
So, Fashion to Figure recently expanded their size into a size 14 in shoes. That's unheard of.
Wow.
Yeah. The best I've ever seen is a size 13 for a plus size brand who sells shoes. So now they have size 14 in these types of boots, and they have run the gamut with like the different styles. So if you're looking for thigh high or knee high boots that go up to a size 14 that are wide width, Fashion to Figure. For sure.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Okay, you're putting me up on something. I've heard of them before, but I haven't shopped there, so I have to check Fashion to Figure out.
What? Girl, that's the sexy store. That's like where you get your sexy dresses, date night. Like they're the ones that really push the envelope. Them and Pretty Little Thing, they are the go-tos for me when you want to get like that dress, that birthday dress, when you want to get that date night look. Like those are the ones I look for. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. I've heard of them from some of like my favorite plus size YouTubers that I watch for fashion ideas, but I haven't tried it yet. But I have heard of both of those, Pretty Little Things and Fashion Figure. I've heard of them before.
Girl, you're never gonna be the same. You're gonna be on there. Oh my gosh, yeah, because they drop stuff like every week. They always have new stuff. I had to stay off of there.
Yeah, I definitely have to check it out. So tell us about this agency. You created this agency, girl. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I decided that I know, because being a makeup artist, I wanted to, when I initially started my journey as a plus size stylist, I wanted to also offer makeup artistry, but I realized very quickly that in order to do both was a lot for one person, because it's literally a whole day deal. So what I decided to do is create an agency model where my clients are still being served because they don't have to worry about finding, because most people, the average consumer, when they're on social media, it's like being on the yellow pages. You just flipping and flipping, trying to find your ideal vendor. They don't, most average consumers don't know about hashtags and geotags and stuff like that. So I eliminate all of that, because now they can come to me with one of my agency expert photographers, makeup artists, hairstylists, and whatever else they need, nail techs, whoever else they need, and I'll book all of that for them. So you don't have to worry about, oh, well, I found a makeup artist, but she's only available at 2:00 this day. And then the photographer's only available from 8 to 12. Like, I coordinate all of those schedules. So I eliminate all the fuss, and we become essentially a one-stop shop.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. So like just creating a place for where so do you offer a service where they could just come in, they could get styled for their photo shoot, you'll style them, they'll get the picture, somebody will do the makeup, so it's just a whole full service thing?
Absolutely. That is actually like one of my greatest selling offers that I have with my clients, is being able to have everything done for them. Of course, styling with me for the shoot. They get wardrobe, photography, a photography session. They get makeup included, as well as the location provided. And I go through finding the location with them, helping them direct it. I'm even there with them on set, because 85% of my clients have never been in front of a camera. And you add to that the anxiety and the lack of confidence that a lot of plus size women feel about being in the spotlight, because haven't been shown that they're worthy to be in the spotlight. They need someone there to coach them. So that's a part of what I do. I take my background also, because I used to do a little bit of modeling. I take my background as a previous model and influencer and help them with pose strategy while they're there, so they feel completely comfortable. I'm like that girlfriend cheering them on throughout the process.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I love that. Like just making it create an experience for them and making it like a one-stop shop, especially if most of them have never experienced a photo shoot. So you bringing your experience on top of just like putting everything in place for them, I think that is phenomenal.
Yeah, I think that, and I feel like when my clients leave it, they never feel the same. Like I've heard clients say to me after the shoot, like one of my clients told me, "You changed my life." Like I knew what I did was transformational, but I didn't know how deep that transformation ran. To hear somebody say, "Oh, you helped me pull me out of a dark place." To hear somebody say, "I finally want to be able to wear a bathing suit now because of you." To hear people say that they feel ready to explore different options beyond a world of black and matronly clothes and wanting to break up with their boring closets and start a positive, colorful relationship with their body. Like I never saw the magnitude of what I was doing. Like this is really not just styling. This is ministry for me. Like I take it very seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Like you're giving people their confidence back. And I feel like you're a voice for us, you know, for the industry. Like I can see that you're gonna go far with this thing. And I know that like as people are starting to hear what you're saying and other people who are being advocates for us, you know, hopefully we'll get more retailers. Hopefully there'll be more, you know, places that cater to us and you know, just make it equal, have equality. We're not saying you know everybody has to cater to us, but it's not equal. You know, it's not an even playing field at all. It's really hard for us, and it's already, you know, can sometimes be discouraging when you go into a store and you can't find something for you. And so just to have more options and just to, you know, recognize us that we do exist and we do need to have options on the market for us. And you being an advocate, you know, educating women on like, look, you could wear color and be sassy. You could wear swimsuits. You could wear something sexy. You don't have to dress like that. Because I think some people, even though they're options, they're not picking them up, right? They're still picking up the more covered up matronly options because that they think that that's all they can wear.
And that's why I also I go by the power plus size styles. I go by the plus size style mother, because there is a little bit of nurturing that goes into what I do, because style is an inside job before it's an outside one. So I need to work with you on your in fit first before we can talk about the outfit. We got to talk about the in fit. What's going on in your mind? What are you saying? What are you thinking? Like, I had one client say, I mean, I would have never wore that before, but now I can't. Like, she had this amazing weight loss transformation. She looked amazing, but she couldn't see it. And I remember once we put her in this gorgeous outfit that accentuated her curves, I saw her again at my Ashley Stewart event. I had an event over the summer, and to see how she looked, like she was showing off. Like, that's what it's about. Like, I'm not just a stylist that works with you for that one event. I do offer that, but I want to be able to know that when you're not with me, that I've equipped you with something to be able to dress yourself and not need me all the time. That is the power of style direction coaching, being able to help my clients empower themselves to step into their style power and be able to just walk into a room and own it and be unapologetic about it. And it's effortless. Like, it doesn't feel like a chore. You're excited to get up and get dressed. Like, those are the results that I yearn for when I have a client come to me.
Now, as you're working with your clients, what are some common things that you hear women say, like that some misconceptions that you want to kind of debunk?
Well, we already talked about black, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But another one is, well, because I'm shaped like this, I can't wear certain colors. I can't wear certain styles. Or let's go for another one. Polka dots and stripes. Like, they believe that wearing patterns and stripes draws negative attention to your figure. It's actually mythical. And these things actually are lodged in people who have fat phobic ideals. But it's been pushed so long, we believe it. Our grandmother told us these things. Our mother told us these things. And these misconceptions continue to be passed down to our own children, even because we've heard it so long. So that's another thing that I do. I crush a lot of those myths. I break through a lot of those barriers, and I teach them, okay, that could be true, but it doesn't have to be true for you, because this is how you do it. If you wear polka dots, no, you don't want to wear the super small ones. You want to wear some that have a mix of different sizes. That's going to look really good on your body. Like, it's all about digging deeper into the myth and helping them to see past it. So yeah. Another misconception would be, I don't have options. You don't have options because you don't know the options that you have. There's so many, like we just had a conversation about Pretty Little Thing and things like that. Like, I'm always surprised because some people don't know about the different options that exist out there. So as a stylist, it's my job to expose them to, if they want luxury, a Lebanon Honore or Backle, you know, it's Don Stanley, being able to show them what is out there outside of what they see on big box television.
Yeah. Yes, I think that's great because there are a lot of hidden gems as well. Like, there are a lot of like boutiques or private designers or smaller companies that cater to us that we just are not aware of. And I love that you are, you know, creating awareness so that we have more options. I think that is great because I could always use another option. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Because sometimes you want something different. And sometimes when I find something new, I want something that kind of speaks to me. Like, I connect with the piece. I don't just want to buy something just to put on. So sometimes it's hard to find those things. So I like having other options for sure.
Yeah. And there's so many. Like, I have a running list. Like, it's so many. Like, especially if you just, even plus size boutiques alone, there's it's endless. It's like sand on the beach. There's so many boutiques out there. So there's options. Now, as far as like, as I will say, the options do decrease for more like the more extended sizes. That's like one of the only difficulties. But for most plus size women, there's a lot of options. Definitely a lot of options.
Well, that's good to know. What would you say your overall mission is with what you're doing now, Atar?
To elevate the image of plus size people of color, period. Like, we're always depicted as one or two things. Well, a few things. The funny friend, the mother who bears all the burdens. Like, this is our movie characters. Like, if you think about most of the movies you've seen, a plus size woman in the lead, she's always either like the mother figure, she's got to be funny, but you rarely see her as the love interest and the like You rarely see her in like sexual energy. Like there are a few films, like Fat Girls is one of them. I love that movie still to this day. When it came out in high school, that was probably a major move for us. But in cinema, you don't see much. And they, you know, Hollywood has their reasons for why they don't want to put us in those roles, but it could be a life-changing thing for a young girl, somebody like a teenager, to see somebody that looks like her in those types of spaces. You don't have to be funny to be popular. You don't have to be funny to be accepted. You don't have to be the strong or the bully or the one bearing everybody's burdens to be a leader. Like, we need to see more images of plus size women in the leading space, showing up as the leading lady, being made a priority. That is my mission. And that's what I do.
Yeah. Yes. I want to see that more as well. I do. I want to see it across the board with African-American people. I want to see more of us on screen. I want to see more plus size women, all of it across the board for sure.
Yeah, and that's why I'm also starting to create events for the plus size people of color community. A few months ago, I had an intimate group of plus size women, all different walks of life, all different ages, different forms of success, come together, and I hosted a brunch, and it's called the Styles Brunch. And the response was phenomenal. And that was like my launch event. But next year in 2022, I'm going to be hosting a public brunch, and it's going to be for plus size people of color and people who love us. So even if you're not plus size, you can come to the event. If you have a love for plus size people, come to the event. It's going to be major. And this is not just going to be like a brunch, like dressing up, going to go to a buffet and mimosas and stuff. Like, this is going to be on the level of being classy, us being seen in a luxury space. That's what I really want to see, because there's not enough imagery of that either for us.
Yeah.
I hope you're gonna come, girl.
Yeah, definitely. That is awesome. I saw the pictures and I think it was great. And definitely I want to know about, give me a date as soon as you can about the next one in 2022 for sure.
Yes, if you're watching, there is a wait list. The wait list is almost at 100 people, y'all. Like, people are not playing about this event.
So you already got the wait list?
Yeah, the wait list dropped the day of the event. Yep, it's been out there. Yep. So yes, definitely, because I want to be announcing a date soon, but we're looking at probably sometime in the early fall of 2022.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's a good enough time away to plan then, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely have to attend that for sure. So make sure as soon as you have a solid date, I'll work some things out, get the travel stuff in order to come, because I love that. Like, I can't even say I've been to anything like that was catered to us. I haven't been to anything like that. So I love seeing it. I love the way you guys coordinated the colors and the tones. Yeah, tell about how you did the colors.
Okay, so for this first event, I used shades of brown, and it was shades of solid brown. And what I ended up doing is everybody came in a brown, like everybody understood the assignment. Like, there was no outliers. Like, you know how you have a dress code for an event, and there's always like that one person who just didn't get the memo. Like, with this one, the ladies did their thing. So what I happened to do is we had a group picture. And then I noticed that there was some similar colors going on. So I said, okay, everybody doesn't really know each other. This would be a great bonding experience for them to come together and take pictures in their color groups. And we actually still have like a group chat and everything going on. Like, they've really been connecting. Like, people are killing it in different things. We share each other's wins, successes. Like, one of the ladies from the brunch just recently got engaged. Like, we're just still in that space of connecting, building community, and celebrating each other.
Yeah. I think that is phenomenal, and I definitely plan to attend the next one. So what is
and
like
bring hubby too, because it's a co-ed event.
Yeah, that'd be great. So 2022 is coming up. We're almost there. Like, what are you excited about for the new year?
I'm excited because I've already put into the space that I've been praying for this for so long. I'm excited to go into my calling full time and really grow into the potential what I know the Atarah Styles Agency, the Atarah Styles brand can be. I'm excited to expand my team. I'm excited to, of course, continue to expand my knowledge through coaching and different programs, and who knows, maybe even publish a book. Publish a book. So I just feel like in this space, even though as a beauty educator I was doing great and I touched and made a great impact, I feel like in this space I really am. The momentum is absolutely endless. Like, I feel there's so many different ways I can go. I'm just excited for everything. Like, I have a brand that I'm proud of. I think people don't understand or can never understand what it means to know what you're supposed to do before you leave this earth, because some people don't get that opportunity. So I'm so blessed to be able to know what I was put on this earth for. Like, it feels natural for me. Like, even when I'm working and doing what I'm doing, it still feels natural to me.
Yeah. I think the beauty, I know, you still love beauty and fashion and all those things, and that was a part of your journey. But now with this, you're able to make a greater impact because, like you said before, it's not just fashion, but you're giving people their confidence back. And you're educating them on, how to live out and just, accept yourself as you are and embrace it. Put it out there. Work it, girl. And I love that. And I can see all of these things that you just said. Let's put it into existence. I know it's coming to pass. I know this is only the beginning. And this is definitely your purpose and your lane, because, girl, like, as you stepped in, it's just like you could see it, like, oh my gosh, that is it. Okay, like, that is it right there, if nothing else. So yes, kudos to you for finding. I'm glad you found it, because like you said, many people don't. But I think the reason why is many people don't accept the call. They kind of know and they get the call, the nudge, but they don't accept it. But you've accepted it, and I thank you for being a part of our community and, like, just even inspiring me to step out sometimes, because we all sometimes struggle with different confidence issues and different things that we had struggles with and that we've had to overcome. And sometimes, you're still that girl at 10, and you feel like that sometimes. And it's great to see somebody who looks like you be successful and just, show us how to show up, right? In style.
Because, honey, how many times you been to a plus size store, right? And people that work in the store on plus size, I mean, I'm not knocking nobody, you need your job and everything, but it's nothing like having somebody who looks like you helped you. Like, I know personally, if I go into a store and the person behind the counter, a plus size clothing store, and the person behind the counter is not plus size, I automatically have like an automatic, like, suspicious wall up. Like, I'm like, you about to set me up? You trying to get commission? Like, what is it? I'm serious, because that's what happens. Like, I've even seen it myself, like, being in stores, like, they will butter these women up and the clothes are horrible, but they need that commission or they need those numbers by the end of the day. So they're making people buy stuff that does not do them justice. Like, there's so much, like, there has to be a level of integrity there. And that's what I love about what I do, because when people come to me, they're ready to make an investment in their appearance, but they're also ready to make an investment in leveling up their lifestyle as a whole. And I take a great responsibility in that. I'm not going to have you out here looking crazy. I think integrity is so important.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I am so proud of you, girl. Keep shining.
Proud of you.
Keep doing the thing, okay? And keep, giving us something to just, be excited about and to, feel like we can aspire to be, right? And I know you're an encouragement for a lot of women who just lack confidence. So just the way you show up in general, I just want to let you know that. But I want you to leave us with, just any parting words or any, encouragement you want to give plus size women out there who may be struggling, who think, I can never find anything I can wear, or maybe I'll just wait till I lose some weight to try to dress. Like, let's give us some encouragement.
The first thing I want to say is, no matter what number shows up on the scale, you deserve, you that's watching, you deserve to show up as your highest self. I think a lot of times we put a timeline on when we want to accomplish and do certain things. Well, when I lose the weight, like you said, but what about while you're waiting to lose the weight? How are you showing up then? Why do you have to punish yourself, or why are you withholding from yourself being the absolute best you can be at that current weight? Like, what are you wearing in the waiting room? Like, that's important too. Like, I hear some people say, well, I want to do a photo shoot, but I'm unsure. Do the shoot now, especially if you're on social media. People love to see a journey. Don't wait until, because sometimes that moment might not come. It's people who got stuff in their closet 10 years ago, said just in case. It's been 10 years and they haven't worn it yet. Some of y'all probably guilty that's watching right now, but you know, it's like 10 years you've been waiting to step into your style, holding on to stuff that no longer serves you. It's time. It's time for you to show up for you. Yeah.
So tell everybody how they can reach you and connect with you.
I am Atarah Styles across all platforms. I am on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. Instagram is like my playground. I'm on Instagram all the time. And if you have not followed me, I want to share something with you, because one of the most common questions that plus size women ask me about is, what shapewear do you recommend, Atarah? If you go to my Instagram, hit the link in my bio, I have a gift for you. You can go find my top 5 plus size shapewear brands, and it's giving you direct links to those websites. And you don't have to do anything but just click on it. So check that out. I'm also on Facebook, Atarah Styles. And very, very soon, that's what I've been like working on the last few months, is atarahstyles.com. So my old website is going to be going away, and we're bringing a completely new home for my agency. So I'm excited. So very, very soon, atarahstyles.com will be coming.
Awesome. Well, kudos to you, Atarah. Thank you so much. Atarah Styles, everybody. All of that information will be in the show notes. As always, stay great, and we're out. Bye.
Bye, everybody.